Well, hey guys, G.I. Joe here. Welcome back to the bunker here in Atlanta, Georgia. This is a live video right now, but I see some people haven't popped on yet, and that's okay. But you might be watching this at a later time. So, hope you guys are doing well. Hope your new year is going great. It has been a while since I've done a video. Sorry about that, but it has been kind of crazy busy here. But hey, Chaplain, what's happening? Welcome, guys. So this video, we're just getting ready to start a YouTube game, play testing BB4 rules. Yes, BB4 rules are about to come out and be official, probably sometime this summer. If you want to follow and keep along with what's going on with BB4 rules or BB4 rules, you can go to sireblood.com/community, and there is a whole chat, kind of a chat forum room there on his website, and they're discussing all the potential changes to BB4. So I'm excited to say that we're going to be playing a YouTube Wars game here. I've been missing that. Haven't played in a while, to be honest with you. I think Sireblood and I played a game here a while back live, and I think we're supposed to play actually this Saturday. But it's been a while since I played, so I'm looking forward to getting in some more gaming here. But we have 4 people, of course myself, yours truly, and my good friend VK Cowboy. We will be the allies, and we are going to be going up against Hambone and Matt Todd. So it'll be a 2 versus 2, and VK Cowboy and myself, we are going to be the allies. I will be playing UK and Russia, and and VK will be playing essentially the rest of the allies, so US, China, and Commonwealth. And then for the Axis, Matt Todd will be playing the European Axis powers, Germany and Italy. And then Hambone will be playing Japan. So, hope you guys are doing great. I thought I'd just kind of pop on here, let you know that we're about to start a YouTube Wars game here in the next day or so. Matt Todd should be popping up a video, and I'll actually make a playlist of our different YouTube videos that will be popping up here. So if you haven't followed these guys already, you want to check out VK Cowboy, all right? And I'll probably eventually put the links in the description of this video. But VK Cowboy, Hambone, so Hambone at the HQ, and then Matt Todd. Those are the 3 channels that you might want to follow. But like I said, I will be making a playlist of the order of all the nations for every round, and I'll put it in my playlist here on my channel. So. But Matt Todd will be first with Germany. So, speaking of, there's actually, I think, a YouTube Wars game going on right now with the Chaplain versus Lieutenant Dan. And if you haven't checked it out, you might as well want to go and check it out. I think they're doing BB3, though, if I'm not mistaken. And I think they got a few little changes with there. They're doing some diplomacy and stuff. But, and I think, Chaplain, how's your thing going with the BBR St. Louis tournament? It's coming up here in March. Probably about a month away, right? So you got 3 people on here, not sure who. I can't see everybody unless you chime in. See the Chaplain. But, so anyways, but yeah, I know the Chaplain up there in St. Louis, and I'm originally from St. Louis, but unfortunately, it looks like I'm not going to be able to make it, which is kind of a bummer, but March is just a tough month for me. It really is, to get time off. But the Chaplain has a, oh great, Chaplain, awesome. So BBR St. Louis is winding up to be great. How many people do you have signed up so far there, Chap? So good. All right, good, it's going well. So you might want to check out the Chaplain's channel, follow along him if you want to kind of see how the whole BBR St. Louis thing's going. And I'm assuming you're going to be doing some type of video live feed or some type of recaps or something, so we'll definitely want to check that out. 16, that's fantastic. Holy cow. Man, now I wish I was there. But man, I hate it I can't make it. But man, for your first event, a little Midwestern tournament there. So good luck to you. Hope that goes well. I'm sure it will. But I hate I can't make it. So what I thought I'd do here real quick, guys, is I'm going to flip my camera around. Again, I just wanted to basically announce that, you know, we're getting ready to start YouTube Wars with BB4. Now, we're going to be playing some of the BB4 rules that Sarge has been talking about, and I know some of them are staying. Some of them he might be tweaking a little bit. So again, nothing is in stone yet. So those of you that are considering coming out to the tournament in September for BB4, none of this is in stone yet. We are trying some different things. There's one major element of this new BB4 version that we are not going to be playtesting, and that is the whole Spain thing, simply because we don't have BB4 maps printed, and there's a lot of stuff going on with Spain and Portugal and all this kind of stuff, and just too much to try to deal with our maps. So we decided just to leave that element out so far. Well, I'm going to turn on my camera and let you guys see. I'll talk a little bit about what's going on here. So let me flip the camera, and then we'll go there. Back camera. All right. So let's talk here. So what we're going to do is, first of all, I guess we should talk about nations. Now, in BB3, you had Canada and you had Australia. Now that's going to be all combined into Commonwealth, okay, which should not be a surprise to you. Commonwealth will start with an IPC value of 16, and essentially they have two capitals, Ottawa, and they're going to have Sydney. If either of those capitals fall, then of course they lose their money. They will also have a factory in South Africa, and they will take control of Southwest Africa. So that's kind of how that's going to be working, and that will be Commonwealth. So what's a little bit different here in BB4 that we're going to try to play test? Let's see here. We've got, basically, if you go and watch Sired's video, he did a video on YouTube, and I think he posted on sireblood.com. So we're essentially we're play testing that video, essentially, except for the Spain stuff. Because he's broken Spain into 3 different territories that are pro-Axis. Portugal, he has Azores here. He's got Spanish Morocco up here, and some of this stuff down here is Portuguese, you know, and may flip to UK if Axis go into all this kind of stuff, which we're not dealing with that in this playtest. Mainly because there's just too much to write on here for our map, so we're just not going to be dealing with that. But so we got Argentina is now automatically starting pro-Axis. It's activated if Germany gets to 56 IPCs. Yeah, Panzer King, how's it going? Yeah, this is the great map. This is actually the tournament map from last September. But I need to get the 4 point whatever printed whenever he finalizes that. We're adding a couple, he's adding a couple French dudes, one to Normandy, one to southern France, just to make it a little bit more difficult for the Axis to take that. He's going to do a thing with France. We're playtesting a France kind of Vichy armistice thing, which again, it's on his video. I don't want to just redo his video right now. But if you want to go check out his video on YouTube or sireblood.com/community, you can check out that whole thing. But essentially, if Germany takes southern France at any point in the game, they have the they have the option of either taking control of the territory and the $3, or doing an armistice, which makes everything Vichy. It makes all the French stuff just kind of freeze and not move, unless it happens to be combined with other Allied units. Then it will be free French. But yeah, we're gonna kind of be play testing it here, Panzer. Not sure. And actually, I talked to Sire tonight, and he's actually considering tweaking it even more. In a different way since the video he put out. But this is what we're going to play test, since this is all we know. So yeah, so if Germany takes southern France and decides not to collect the $3, they can put in a puppet government here of one French dude, and it will freeze all the French units all across the board, no matter where they are, unless they are combined with another Allied unit. Then it'll be free French. So we'll see how that works. Turkey. on his map, if you've ever seen his video, Turkey is now going to be 2 territories. That's why I have this little chip here. You're going to have Western and Eastern Turkey, essentially. And they're both going to be worth 1 IPC. And then the standing army in West will be 6 infantry, 2 fighters, and then 2 infantry in Eastern. And the fighters are meant to... Apparently, they had the largest air force in that region. So he's done a lot of research. And the way that Turkey works is Turkey is no longer attached to the strict neutrals. So the Axis could come in and take Turkey and it not affect any other strict neutral. Same with the Allies. But what's neat is if the Axis take Turkey, or at least Western Turkey, that opens up this little strait right here to get into the Black Sea, which means if Germany comes and takes this, now this Italian Navy can kind of go into here, except for capital ships. Because his research found out that they did have a tonnage limit going through this strait right here by Istanbul. So we're going to play testing that a little bit to see what's going on with that. But there is a caveat here. If the Axis attack Turkey, that means now Russia can attack Germany at any time. So, for instance, I think if the Axis attacked Turkey, let's say on round 2 or 3, then now Russia can declare war and attack Germany if they wish. So and it has to do with this all these states that bordered the Black Sea. He did some research on how they weren't necessarily allies, but they all kind of had a pact that they would guard against the Black Sea. So that's how that's worked. We'll see how that play test, but should work. One other change is the standing army from Iraq is going to be 2 instead of 3, and he's moving 1 infantry over to northwestern Iran. That way it kind of stops any type of blitzing through by a Russian tank. A couple of IPC changes. I'm not going to go over every IPC change, but if you guys are watching the game, you'll see that. But my yellow markers here, basically, those are the IPC changes. So UK is going to start at 39 IPCs. We've moved India up to 4. One thing that we're doing with India, he's going to try they had the largest volunteer army. So at the end of their turn in the collection phase, UK gets to add 1 infantry there to represent the volunteer army. So we'll see how that plays out. Nothing has changed with China. These islands down here are now worth 2 instead of 4, but yet there's a $3 NO for each island for Japan. So if Japan takes Borneo, they get $2 plus a 3 NO. So essentially, in out of box, you have to take all 4, and then you get a 5 IPC NO, which equals 20. Now it still equals 20, but now you get your NO for every island. You don't have to have all 4 islands to get your NO. So you take Borneo and Java, as far as Japan, you would get 4 IPCs plus an additional 3 plus 3 for NO. So, nope, Chaplain, we play tested the whole Chinese $2 infantry, decided not. We think China's fine. You know, China should not be a powerhouse. They should not be able to stop Japan on their own. They need help from the allies, and that's just part of the way the war was. So, but there is going to be something up here, which we'll talk about in a minute. Commonwealth, of course, we had talked about that. It's going to be 16 IPCs, a few IPC changes, like New Zealand is 1, Southern Australia is 0. We talked about this already. Siam is being changed to Thailand, and it's going to be pro-Axis with 4 standing armies. Okay? And Thailand is going to be actually tied to French Indochina, and he is adding a 1 infantry to French Indochina in opening set. And so that takes away an IPC away from Japan, knocks them down to 25, but I think we're going to give it back on Caroline Islands, so that makes them 26. But the way this works is Japan can, come down here if they want to, boom, drop in there, get 4 dudes. Well, we play tested that a couple times. It was a little bit overpowering for Japan. So now we've tied it. He did some research, and there was a pact, I think, between Thailand and French Indochina. So if Japan comes and annexes Thailand, they're basically going to have to give up their 10 IPC NO for not attacking French Indochina, because now they're essentially at war with them because there was a pact. So, that being said, if Japan's going to want to come down and take Siam or Thailand and get those 4 infantry, they might as well go ahead and take French Indochina also, because you're going to lose that NO anyway. So, we're going to play test that. One other change is the shipyard is being moved from 6 to 6A. That way, if U.S. builds a complex here, they can't drop capital ships, because you should not be able to build a battleship in the Sea of Japan. That just didn't happen, or a carrier. So that keeps, that means Japan can still build capital ships here, but yet U.S. cannot if they drop a complex in Korea. So I think the last change that we're going to be looking at here before I get off is Mongolia. So let me talk about Mongolia. A little bit weird here, but let me talk to you about the orange chips. The orange chips, Mongolia is going to be now 4 territories, not 6. So you're going to have these 2 territories will be same as past BBR. These 3 territories here are going to all be combined into Central Mongolia and be worth 1 IPC. And then you're going to have Olgi off to the west. So you'll have 1, Central Mongolia 2, 3, and 4. 4 territories. All right, so that's the first change. The other thing is the brown chips right here is going to be the Himalayan mountains, the Himalayas, which were impassable. And so the only passable border will be from Western Mongolia over here to Kansu, and then from the southeast Mongolia over to Johol. Okay, so that's a change, which I really like. And the last change from Mongolia is Mongolia is no longer tied to the strict neutrals, which makes sense. What happens in Mongolia should not affect Switzerland or Sweden or what have you, or Afghanistan. They weren't allies. So what that means is now if Japan decides to hit Amur or attack here, yes, the Mongolian rule is still the same as out of box, with the exception of it doesn't affect any of the other strict neutrals. So that's probably the easiest way to remember it. So essentially Japan can attack Amur and then maybe hit this as well. And it would then turn all of this into the Soviets. But since all this is 1 territory, that means that whatever is here for Japan can be countered by these infantry and these 2 cavalry. So, but they can't just, since the Himalayas are here, they just can't all just pour down straight through central China. They have to kind of go around, which makes sense because the Himalayas were there. So that's kind of the map changes and most of the rules. Gobi Desert, whatever. Oh, Himalayas, that's right. Oh my gosh, I'm an idiot. Thanks, Chaplain. Whatever. I'm not looking at the map. Whatever it is, it was impassable. I am silly. So that's that. Now there's something on Lend-Lease that we're going to be play testing as well, and that is if a ship is here trying to stop Lend-Lease, it does not automatically stop it. Instead, you're going to have to roll to stop it, which means it'll be the same type of roll for convoys. So subs would roll 2 dice, and then all the other ships would roll 1. Okay, so that's that. But it's not an automatic stop Lend-Lease. What's going to happen is you're going to have to roll a 1, 2 through a 3. So if you roll a 1, a 2, or a 3, it blocks Lend-Lease. If you roll a 4, 5, or 6, Lend-Lease still happens. So that's how we're doing that. But it's the same convoy rolls as far as dice are concerned. 2 dice for subs, 1 die each for each other ship. But you have to roll 1, 2, or 3 to stop Lend-Lease. 4, 5, or 6 you miss. So it's not an absolute just put your ship there and it's stopped, which I like that. I like that. So that's essentially what we're doing. There are a few other things that I may be forgetting. Like I said, one big thing is the whole Spain, Spanish, Morocco, Portugal, all this stuff. But we decided not to play that because we don't have our 4.1 maps. and there's just too many territories and things to have to remember that and plus there's enough changes going on right now that it gives us something to enough new stuff to play. So having said that, guys, thanks for watching. Didn't mean to take 20 minutes on this video, but thanks for watching. Appreciate it. If you want to check out BB4 discussion rules, those kinds of things, check out sireblood.com/community. I think you can click on discussions, and it has some BB4 stuff there going on. Again, nothing is in stone yet. Nothing will be official until the summer. But again, we're still in the process of playtesting. That's what this is for. So feel free to follow my channel. Follow VK's channel, Hambone at the HQ, and Matt Todd. And we're going to be doing a little BB4 playtest. So thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. And we'll be seeing you hopefully here in the next day or so, starting our playtest with Matt Todd, starting with Germany on G1. Thanks, guys. Hope you're well.